Good. And bend your elbows, carry your hands. So you feel his mouth. Good. Super. Okay, at B, a small circle. So start bending now. And now turn. And as you turn, coast a little. Relax your reins. Keep the energy. Good. Straight ahead. And another circle at M. Little inside bend. If he raises his neck and puts his nose to the inside like that, pick him up with your outside rein. So yes, and then coast. And another circle at C. So bend a little to the inside, but now feel your outside rein as you do it. There, now coast. When you feel him start to nod and he relaxes a little, then relax both your arms. Very good. Another circle at H. Yeah, look at his neck every now and then. Yeah, did you see that? And so one more circle at E. Feel that outside rein before you begin your circle, as soon as you ask for bend, so that you can, stay on that circle. Give him a little tap with your inside whip on the shoulder. Stay on the circle. That's okay, doesn't matter. Just make another one. And tickle him on the inside shoulder with your whip. Just tap, tap. Good. And soften both reins and tap, tap again. Yeah. Do you feel what he's doing there? How he's relaxing his neck? And again at A or somewhere over here, a little tap, tap on the inside shoulder. Yeah. So now he's bending, but he's not falling down on the inside shoulder. Super. Okay, Ruth, we're going to change rein, so go across the diagonal. Straight. And slowly shift your weight to the left. Bend right. And use your right leg and push him to the wall. Yeah. And a small circle at M. Same thing we were doing the other way. And what's the first thing he does when we ask him to bend right? He twists his neck a little. So lift, make sure your right hand is lifting and not just opening. Yeah, now give him a tickle with the right whip on the shoulder. And say, stay out there. Stay out there. Until he relaxes his neck again. Tap, tap. Tap, tap. With the whip on the shoulder. Circle again. Yes, connect on your outside rein. Say, wait, wait, slow down. Yeah, Ruth. And a tickle on the shoulder. Stay on this circle. Yes. Tickle on the shoulder. Now tickle behind your inside leg. And right away tickle on the shoulder. And behind your leg. And on the yes. Do you feel him becoming more and more straight? Good. Okay, so Ruth, what we're going to do is a serpentine. So, starting at A, go to K, and turn around across the arena. And the whole goal here is to make each curve smooth and the same as the other one. Yeah, good, yes. Use the whip on the inside shoulder here as you go to bend. Little tap, 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 tap. So you want to use the whip. At the same time, you open and lead him out with your outside rein. Yes! Super, Ruth. So as you come around this corner, you're going to lead him with the right rein that way as you tap him with the left whip. Lead him out with the right, lead him out with the right, lead him out with the right. Yes. It's every bit as important as that whip on the shoulder. Lead him out with the, there we go. Lead him out with the left rein as you tap him on the right shoulder. Yes. Left rein, left rein, left rein. Very good. Okay, give him a break. He's looking like he needs a break. So does that make sense? I'm going to walk it. I'm going to put my hands out here and hopefully in the GoPro you can see it. Okay, so here you are. You're curving around this way. And you want to change the bend. You lead him out with that hand as you tap him with the whip here. So this hand is saying, come out with me this way. And then you relax and both go. And you turning, turning, turning. And now this rein leads him out that way as this one says tap, tap, tap until he's moving sideways, and then you follow him that way.
Tapping on the back to get him to move out on the back?
Only on the right side, but not on the left. Start with tapping him on the shoulder. Okay? You lead him out with the outside rein, and you tap him on the inside shoulder. Okay? And then you go straight, and then you lead him out with that rein, and you tap him on the shoulder. Because as we bend the neck, they want to fall in over the inside shoulder. Okay. So if you have the whip, they're saying, no, don't bend your neck, but don't fall in. They stay upright. Okay. But, so, why use the whip behind your leg when going to the right? Or bent to the right? Because he has a tendency to bend his neck too much, and then the hind legs stay on the inside. So you want to move the hind legs out. So sometimes you need to tap him on the right shoulder, and then the right hind, and shoulder, hind, shoulder, to keep the hind legs lined up with the front legs, like a train, rather than the front legs here and the hind legs falling in.
So when I do this as an exercise on my own, I really want to be working on making his bend the same each way,
but
and that
exactly.
might take different.
Yes, a coordination of different reins and legs until he becomes more equal. So it's the practicing of. So let me put it this way: a person, a rider, finds that when they make the curve to the right, in order for the horse to travel, the hind legs following the front legs, which is basically the definition of straightness, okay, that they need the inside whip on the haunch and the outside rein opening. But the other way, they find that in order to keep that same straight, upright feeling, they have to put the whip on the inside shoulder and nothing with the hind legs. And so it's like, well, wait a minute, am I asking him to respond to different aids? No, because what you're doing is recognizing this direction, he's leaning on the shoulder. I need to get him off the shoulder so the whip is there. This direction, the haunches are dragging behind, so I need to use the whip behind the haunches to catch them up. In the process, he practices carrying himself upright, whether he's going left or going right. So it's his time doing it correctly that is the critical thing. Okay? You're not using different aids for the same thing.
Okay.
You're using the same aid you would use left or right to get him off the shoulder. Okay? I'll teach clinics often where people, they've trained horses to a high level, but they don't think in terms of changing the horse. They only think, well, he's bad to the left and he's good to the right. What does that mean? Or he hangs on the left rein, but he's really soft on the right one. So don't just accept it as the way things are. Make him change it. Help him to practice doing it. So that's why I like to go back through and explain what we're doing again and again, so that we.
Wow, that's appreciative. And then watching on the video is also like. It really helps.
For me, whenever I watch a video of myself, first of all, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. But what is really good for me is is that when I'm watching it, I remember the feelings I had in that moment. And in that one too. Oh, I remember going around that corner and he fell in here. He fell out there. I had to use this. It reinforces the feelings that I had when I was riding.
Yeah.
And when I'm taking a lesson and it's videoed, I cannot tell you how many times I'm watching the video and I hear the instructor say, do something, and I'm like, I didn't remember him saying that. I didn't hear him say that,
Oh, it's critical.
Yeah,
actually.
so it is amazing how much we don't hear. You know,
We can only process so much. and
Well, you
there's
know,
a
it's-
lot of stimulation.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
A lot of things we're trying to do. but
we're
all the time-
multitasking. We're really multitasking because you're taking instruction at the same time you're acting on something, you know. And they say, you know, researchers, those, you know, smart people at the universities tell us that in the process of learning something new, we only actually hear what we miss 70%. So we only hear 30%. Okay, so back to work.
We actually got a half hour.
We're a little late.
Come on in.
Yeah, come on in. Okay, so Ruth, go get him back. I'm going to be quiet. You get him back to where you had him when you felt like I could just start trotting now. All the little things you did. You sat up tall. You raised his neck a little bit and yielded. You gave him a little energy with your leg or the whips. Yeah, and soft and light. Yeah, and following, very good. Okay, do you think you could canter from that?
No, I could.
Yeah, no, don't trot. That's cheating. Go back to your walk, lift, give, and make a small circle. Not a 10-meter circle, but 15. So, yeah, that's a perfect frame. Make it a little bigger, that it comes halfway between the center line and that wall, but it doesn't go, yeah. So think energy, shorten your inside rein. Keep turning, don't go to the wall. And now tap him, but with the whip behind your leg once, a little tap, tap, and on the shoulder once, tap, tap, and back and forth between those two. Put your weight to the outside, tap, tap, front, back, front, back, front, back. Yeah, now just ask for the canter. Inside leg forward, tap, tap on the shoulder. Good. Woo. Good, lift, give. Say to him, slow. Slow. Good. Good. Shorten your reins and trot. Super. Just keep trotting. Lower your hands. Once he's relaxed, lower your hands. Keep your inside hand forward so it doesn't pull back. Good. Good. All right, Ruth. And slow, right away. Good. Okay, and when you're ready, trot. Because we're going to do something here in the right lead canter. You feel like he wants to make the circle bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
holding him in.
So we don't want to hold him in, but we want, as soon as you're in the canter, I want you to bend him to the outside. Good. So canter. And now bend him out. Lift your outside hand high. And now relax it. Just relax it. Yes. You still can use your inside rein, Ruth. So don't let the reins get so long. They're
Really, he was diving.
Yeah. So when he dives, what do we need to do? Raise him up.
I was trying.
Yeah.
He was
So,
really full.
so lift and let go. Okay, so when you do this counter bend, it's only for 2 or 3 steps. And then relax your outside rein so he bends back to the inside. And the place where you need to do it is right here when you come off the wall. So bend out now. 1, 2, let go. And bend him back to the inside. So don't hold it too long. And now again, bend him to the out. Keep the inside rein. You keep steering him with it. Now let go of the outside. Yes. So again, the reins are slipping a little bit through your, and that's, I know, as he gets a little tired and he wants to counter on a longer frame, but also it's because you're asking him not to fall out. So don't let him just take off into the canter when he wants. So one more time. As soon as you're cantering, so don't let him trot faster. Yeah, and don't ask for the canter here. Ask for it as you're coming to the wall over here. Shorten both your reins quite a bit. So your arms are more forward. Yes, okay, now canter. Good. Now right away, lift him up and give, up and give, up and give. Okay, and straighten his neck now. And a couple steps counter bend. 1, 2, straighten. Straighten. Yes. And counter bend. 1, 2, let go. That's okay. So when you counter bend, what he feels, go ahead and walk. What he feels is he doesn't get to escape out through that outside shoulder anymore. He's not drifting out that way. So it actually brings him in. It also collects him. In other words, it brings him more upright because it straightens him. And he takes a shorter step with his outside shoulder. So he collects. What happens when a horse collects? He has more weight on the haunches. He slows down. He has a tendency to break to the trot. Okay, so here again, just like in the walk, when you raised him up, let go and gave a little kick and let go and up again and kick and up and kick and up. And the balance between the two, it's the same here. You a little counter bend and you allow, keeping that inside rein, and then he starts to get long and you say, no, no, bend to the outside and relax. Oh, but I got to be there with my leg maybe to keep him cantering. So he doesn't think of it only as a aid to slow down. The other way. Okay. Very good. Because he started out like really, and you worked through that. So think about that walk. I tell you, the canter will be easier to ride when you when you get the canter from the walk than from the trot. Yeah. So get that very energetic uphill, but short steps, very short steps. Lean back and lift. So you're not pulling back, you're lifting up. Lift and give higher. Yeah, like that. Yes. Yeah, and then a little leg. High, high, and kick, kick. High, high, right away. Yes. So a little inside bend, just barely. Yeah, tickle him on the inside shoulder, just to say, hello, wake up. Yes, and inside shoulder, inside bend, lift, 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 lift. And tap, tap on that shoulder. Now canter. Yes, lean back. And lift, give, lift, give, lift, give, lift, give, lift, give. Yes. And this way you don't need to counter bend. Okay, so here's another one of those instances where the way you ride the left canter is a little bit different than the way you ride the right canter because he carries himself differently. So keep the inside bend. Lift the inside hand. And sit out and bend in. And tap the inside shoulder. See how he wants to straighten his neck and put his head to the outside? Yep. Tap him on the inside shoulder and bend him more. So the reason he does both things, both directions, is the same reason. He leans on the left shoulder. So when you're going to the left, he starts out bent left, and pretty soon he's leaning left, and then he ends up bending right. And the circle gets smaller and smaller and smaller. But going to the right, he leans out through the left shoulder still, and the circle gets bigger and bigger. So to the left, no counter bend, because that would put him more on the left shoulder. So what do you feel about the left canter versus the right canter?
He was able to go slower. He wasn't as rusty.
Yeah. Why do you think that is?
He felt more balanced.
He's more balanced because he's straighter.
Yes,
okay. He's not escaping through the outside shoulder in the left lead. So the hind legs follow the front legs better. Okay. When the horse bends too much and escapes through that outside shoulder, the hind legs are left behind. But when he doesn't escape, he bends, but now the hind legs follow the front legs. So the whole balance of the horse remains more consistent.
He also stayed nicely in the canter to the left?
Yeah, because he's more balanced.
Yeah.
Okay, it's easier for him to maintain the canter because he doesn't feel that he has to run to catch up with his balance. You know, like somebody running down a hill. So pick him up. Let's canter again. And this time I want you to really focus on bending him left. So I'm going to stand on the outside of the circle this time, and it'll give a different perspective from on the video. So Ruth, think about this whenever you go to pick up your canter. On the open part of the circle, that's this part here where there's no wall, ask for the canter as you're coming back to the wall. Okay. And then he's not likely to take off. Put your weight out here to the outside, bend in, even a little tickle on the inside shoulder. Yes, and canter. Now sit out and lift the inside, lift the inside, lift the inside. So sit out and lift the inside, out and lift. Yeah, very good. Like you're taking him sideways with you out to the right. Yeah, that was very nice. Okay, super.